Welcome to JV Trio Podcast, Season 10, Episode 7. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris, the untold story, Woodmansey.
This is crazy.
Oh, my God.
Mark the Ancient Warrior Merchant for the second time.
All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead. We do have some more information about the Banned Saga. I think we're on part 8 now. So we're going to go over that probably a little bit quicker than the last one. But before we get into that, we got the fastest 3 minutes in bowling, part 2, I guess. Team 11 versus Team 12. We've got Three Fingers Deep going up against Pin High. Three Fingers Deep had a good night. They had sub in for Rick Connor and also a half of sub for George. Couldn't finish the third game. But their team won because Andre's been doing really good. And Pin High didn't have such a good night. They won. They beat Pin High 40 out of 48. Next pair, we have Team 5 versus Team 6. That's sisters against Housequake. And Eric and Chris Saunders had a great night. They bowled 44 out of 48. They won big, so kudos to them. Next pair, the Ball Fondlers against Team 10. Here for the beer, that's Camilla, Jose, and Mike. They dominated. Wouldn't you know it, that the Ball Fondlers actually are human, and they lost big for the first time in 3 months. Team 10 here for the beer won 44 out of 48, so good job with those guys. Next pair is my team against Mark's team, Hawk to a Wap, which we all know what that means, against Mark's team. Yeah, Mark's team took some mercy on my team, thankfully. We won 34 out of 48, so thank you to Mark. And then we've got the next pair is the blind team against Mustache Ride. They brought in Cody instead of Charity this week, and they probably will keep that lineup for a while because they all bowled over 600 and they kicked the blind team's butt. It was 46 out of 48, so good job to those guys. And the last pair is Neil's team, which is Long Live Rock against Team 8, Almost Empty Nest. We had a buddy come back, Jared Gallegos. He subbed in for Gilbert. So it was Neil, Jared, and TJ. They bowled very good, and they won 36 out of 48. Standings, Hawk to a Wap is now in first place with 238 points. The Ball Fondlers at 224 in second. Here for the beer in third, right behind them at 223. Three Fingers Deep in fourth at 198. And fifth, We Got Balls got knocked down to 189. And Long Live Rock on their tail at 183 in sixth. In seventh place, Sisters at 165. Pin High and eighth at 159. Then we take a big dip and go to ninth place at 126. Almost Empty Nest. Housequake at 121 in 10th. And in last place, still Mustache Ride 102, but they broke the 100-point mark, thankfully. All right, guys. So, again, I made the huge mistake. We've been talking for about a half hour about what had happened. And I hate to have you guys go through mostly everything, but at least we kind of, since we talked about it, this will be kind of refresher. But where are we as far as, I think lastly we were discussing the waiting results of Tim's call, which we do have some updates on that. But Chris, why don't you let us know what had happened?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I did the call. So this will be the final episode of the Chris Banned Saga. Okay, we have a final verdict. It doesn't seem like it will change anytime soon. So I'm sorry for your ears. I got the call on Tuesday morning for probably like 11 o'clock. And I answered the call, like, happy, like, hey, Tim, hey. Like, oh, you got my number saved? I'm like, yes, I do. Just in case I need to call you back. He's like, okay, well, I'm like, how's your day been, Tim? I'm like, oh, good, just getting some stuff done in the office. Like, oh, yeah, me too. I hear you. I'm just being friendly because I hope to meet the guy in real life and have a good beer with him and good conversation with him. And he told me that he investigated the situation and no new information was found. Not any information that will make him overturn his ruling with that being said, that he's going to continue with his ruling and stand by his ruling due to the fact no new information was found. I was stunned. I was heartbroken. My whole life flashed by my eyes like no more bowling forever. I just said, I totally understand. Thank you for hearing me out. That's all I asked for, and thank you. And I hung up. And 10 to 15 minutes later, I cried. I was tearing up. I'm not going to lie. I was tearing up. 10 to 15 minutes later, Kim Hood called me. I just want to say before I get into this part that my last information, the last podcast that I said Josh told me that Tim made an announcement in the Friday Night League about the whole please do not talk bad to employees. I want to correct myself and said that Kim announced that in a private meeting with the team captains. Tim had nothing to do with it, did not know anything about it.
He was there though, right? He was there Friday night.
He was there. Yes. Kim made the announcement on her behalf privately through the captains, and she just wanted to make that clear due to a second incident that may have happened that wasn't reported through the AMF logs. She just wanted to cut it out, mitigate the issue for any further incidents.
Did she tell you more information on the second incident?
She only said that her husband overheard it, spoken to an employee, and he didn't like it. Her husband told her about it, and that what made her do the announcement. But she doesn't know if the employee reported it to the managers.
Yeah. And look, that was the right thing to do, is to nip it in the butt right away and call your team captains in and tell them, like, look, this can't go on.
Mm-hmm.
The second time, yeah. Because first time everything got botched and somebody's banned indefinite for it. It's too bad that didn't happen the first time.
Oh, I can understand if he has if Dom heard it and he's a genuine guy, he's like an honest, he's a good guy. If he heard it and then get that bastard out of there.
That's what
I didn't say it. I can understand. I mean, I deserve to be there because I didn't say nothing.
And on top of that, he was a witness to it. With yours, there was no witness. It's your word against hers, and it's an indefinite ban. But for the others, whoever did it, the second incident, there was a witness, and so far from what we've been told, nothing's happened. There's no ban. I hate the fact that you got the phone call from Kim 10 minutes after your call with Tim. I don't understand how that happens. It's too coincidental for me that happened directly after your call with Tim. So it just seems up with that. I don't know what. So that call happened. There was a second incident on the Friday Night League where
she wanted me to tell me that, hey, you got your facts wrong. And we tried to stay factual on here. So I'm happy she called me to tell me that, hey, this really happened. And she told me more. Then she told me about the second incident. And then she couldn't tell me who was it. She didn't tell me more into depth was it, but that she's trying to mitigate any further issue with her league, that she's going to kick them out of her league. Not them being banned necessarily, just she's going to forcibly kick them out if it happens again.
Right. And the fact that she calls you 10 minutes after Tim Dooley's call.
Yeah, she didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I supposedly didn't even know about it. But also, just to tell you, you need to get your facts right. I mean, that just irks me. Something about that whole call. To tell you that the big deal is that it wasn't a PA announcement by Tim Dooley, that it was her announcing with the team captains. I mean, why is that a big deal? Why? I don't understand. But I don't know. But again, so the call happened, and then
she told me all that information that's stated, and I told her, oh yeah, Tim just called me. Like, oh what? Really? I'm like, yeah, he just called me, told me that.
Yeah.
And Tim
really, he told me.
I told her what the verdict was, and she felt sad. She felt sorrow for me and all that. And I told her if she see Tim, please speak kindly of me, because apparently he's listened to his employee. You are an ex-employee, so maybe have some kind of leverage in the game. and if I do come back, so we still have small little battles here, like to keep me going. Like my wife still goes up there to show her face and her last name with Nancy.
Yeah, I'm glad you're
You know,
doing it too.
I will say, like I said on the first part of our podcast tonight,
Yeah, part one, the
Yeah.
missing episode.
Now that you mentioned it, Chris, right? As I said before, I would want to get a copy of exactly what it was said and all this other stuff that Tim has made this decision to ban you indefinitely. And maybe the fact that it happened on Friday night and it happened in the league that Kim runs and she knows Tim, maybe she could get a copy of that report that was.
Yeah, it has to be a report because it has to be legalized because I am going to lawyer up and I'm going to see if I can pay for a lawyer out of my own money.
Good for you. I encourage that.
I'm going to spend as much money as I can on this. They have to have a report on it to be legalized. So whatever they say in the report has to be, and then it's all dated.
Mm-hmm.
So if they make the report tomorrow, it's going to show that the report was made on a different date than the incident was as it occurred. I mean, it's all tracked. I mean, I work in IT, so I do this for a living.
I mean, Lee, let me ask you, as a secretary of the league, if something happened to, let's say a bowler in our league was banned, I mean, would you not want to get a copy of exactly what transpired so that maybe you could warn others within our league that, hey, this one, if this happened, it won't be tolerated, or you know what I mean? Or
it would have been handled way differently in JB Trios. I think if it had happened with just one of our bowlers, I'd have had a personal sit-down talk with him. I'd have talked to the employee. I'd have gotten as much information as I could. I want to make the employee feel comfortable, make sure everything was right. And then I would let the bowler know, hey, this employee didn't like what you said. Can we discuss it further? Can I maybe get you to say an apology so it doesn't happen again? Because again, there was no malicious act here. It was just a misunderstanding. So it's not like there was anger between Christina and Chris, and it was just a conversation. So if my bowler, allegedly. So if my bowler had the same conversation with the counter person or the snack bar person or we got a different bartender on our night, and that same thing happened, I mean, again, it wasn't an argument. It wasn't a fight. It was just something stupid that was said and just a misunderstanding. I'd have clarified it all right there. It had been nipped in the bud. They would have probably shaken hands and everything would have been put behind us. None of this crap would have happened. Not one of it. And that's what's so sad is that it's affected so many lives. Bowlers dropping out. I know for a fact there's at least 5 or 6 bowlers on Friday night that's no longer there.
Two teams dropped out. Two teams dropped out.
And they can say what they want. I know for a fact they're not bowling. I just asked them.
Yep.
I just literally talked to them Saturday night. And because we had a card game at Heath's house. But as far as my league, there's several bowlers in JB Trios that have said they're not coming back because of this incident. And I've got other secretaries from other leagues coming up asking me if we're going to take Chris down. And I told them no, because none of our bowlers agree with what's happened. And it's so unfortunate. And I just wish that Tim, and going back to what we were talking about a minute ago about Tim saying that he has not found any new information to overturn his decision. That to me just sounds like it was an excuse that there's no rebuttal to come back with. And I think Mark said it best.
I didn't think he was looking for anything new. I thought he was
He just hit you with it. He tried to come up with an excuse that you have no comeback with. And I think Mark said it best earlier when trying to look at the incident report and trying to ask what exactly happened that they've been told that transpired.
Yeah.
No different than getting a copy of a police report or something that was filed with HR and say, hey, if you're going to take legal action, you're going to need to get that.
I am. And since I am taking legal action as of tomorrow, I've already got a couple of lawyers in mind that I'm in talks with. I have to get that. I mean, if not me, they have to get it. They will fight to get that illegal action. If they can't, they will dispute it, and then boom, I'm back in. So, I mean, they brought this onto themselves. Amber, Tim, I mean, they're great people, I bet, but they brought this to themselves. It could have been a nice, easy transition, but I mean, we'll see at the end.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. And in the meantime, people out there listening, Tim has acknowledged with Chris that he has read everyone's email, I hope. But keep those emails coming, because if he is reading them, that's the most we can ask for is your continued support. Continue to write Tim, continue to write AMF corporate, and just let your voice be heard. We understand that Chris's side has been told, and that's what we were asking for initially. But has it really? I mean, he tells his side of the story. Oh, we have no new evidence to overturn it. I mean, what?
Well, I would think, Lee, right, that there has got to be a report filed by Amber from what she heard from her employee to Tim, and then probably another one when Tim heard Chris's side of the story. You would expect that there might be something filed that he talked to Chris. But at the end of the day, if it happened to me, I'd want to know, what the hell did I say to threaten somebody?
That's right.
Into the facility that has banned me indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't they be a written report? Like, they didn't make me write anything, or they didn't. Maybe they didn't have no one written. There's no written report from her side, my side, nothing.
Well, I mean, no report for you. I mean, technically, if he says, I got a piece of paper and pencil and I'm going to write this down.
I think you got every right to find out what has caused him to make that decision. You know what I mean? I feel like you got a right to know.
I do too. And if there was a report made to me, I mean, unless he tells you outright, hey, on the very first call, it's like, hey, Chris, nice to meet you. I've got a piece of paper and pencil, and this is the official report. If he announces it like that, but I just think if there is a report out there better be. It's public knowledge, and you have the right to ask for that report, and you'll be able to find out exactly what happened that way.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
So, but again, out there, people listening, continue sending emails and showing your support. We appreciate everybody that's come up to me asking about Chris, which is dozens and dozens of people have come up, and people outside the bowling alley have asked about it. People that don't even bowl, that are just personal friends of ours, have come up and asked about it. Chris, we're still fighting for you, buddy. And
what do you say when somebody comes up to you and says, what happened to Chris? I mean,
I tell the story so many times. It's like, God, I wish I just had like a transcript and just say, here, read the transcript. But yeah, I just tell him that he's been banned from the bowling alley over something stupid, and we are trying to get him back in.
Yeah, I mean, I know on Fridays when Camille go up there and bowl, tons of people ask about me and how's the investigation, how's the coming through to get me back in. So that's on Fridays. So
because contrary to Mark's belief, you're a well-liked guy, Chris. So I think
I don't know what kind of drugs you're on.
Yes, but even Mark in his humor has acknowledged that he wishes that this ban didn't happen.
Yeah, I think to ban somebody indefinitely and then throw in the word threatening, obviously I'd want the hell to know what was it that, know.
Yeah, I sent this report to y'all, to you, Lee, you, Mark, and Chris. Y'all all seen a copy of this report.
Well, yeah, what's the basic? I don't think there's a report out there that we've seen.
No. I mean, the little contract, the little paper they gave me.
Yeah, the letter.
Y'all seen the letter. Y'all all seen the letter.
Yeah,
the letter that they gave me.
I think.
Yeah, but that just says, hey, we're banning you indefinitely for, we value our employees and blah, blah, blah. And, and threatening behavior is not something we condone and whatever all that is. But you need to know, what was it that has caused them to formulate a letter like that?
Exactly. I think that would be for the best.
We never actually read the full letter on the podcast, so just let everyone get to know this letter. All right. it says my name, Chris, then my address, and then it says, "Dear Mr. Woodmansey, we deliver this letter to you as a result for inappropriate behavior which has occurred at the above referenced facility. We reserve all rights and remedies available to us at the law or equity on this matter, including asserting any claims, civil or criminal, in pursuit of any remedy measures at this discretion to protect our property and preserve the safety and health of our personnel and patrons. You engage in inappropriate behavior at the facility that directly threaten the health, privacy, safety, and quiet enjoyment of our facility. Personal and patrons, we provide a customer world-class entertainment and safe, reliable, comfortable environment. In order to protect the quiet enjoyment of our facility, we have determined that it is our best interest to restrict your access at our properties indefinitely. Due to your inappropriate conduct as the operator of the facility, we have the right to deny person access and benefits to our property in our discretion for the protection of our facilities, personal and patrons. According, then in black text, it says, according to protect our property, personal and patron, this letter serves as notice that you are hereby no longer permitted to access facility in any other facility operated by Bowmore, or AMF, Bolero, or Bull America, Lucky Strikes, Boomer, Parks, and other affiliated properties, and take advantage of the benefits therein.
Chris, when it says inappropriate behavior / conduct, safety, and health, I mean, tell me you didn't flash somebody.
I did not.
It's going to be interesting when we get to see the report, what was said. So the Banned Saga continues. We'll have hopefully some more information here for you next episode. There you have it. And also, if anybody wants to give us their opinions on this, text me. My phone number's on our standing sheet. Chris's number's on the standing sheet. You can post something on our Facebook page, letting us know what your feelings are on it. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from as many people as possible. All right. So now the next order of business on the agenda, the JB Trio bracket has been made. So we've had 2 weeks of qualifying. And so the spring bracket, the top 16 are in. And man, this is going to be the best one we've done so far. If you look at some of these matches, these early rounds, it's like, wow, these matches are really, really good. But just to give you a few people that made the top 16, the top 5 were Andre Odorico, Gilbert Peterson, even though he had Jared subbing for him, we still used the pins. He came in second. Camilla Woodmansey is in third place. She shot 14.07. So look at your wife, Chris. Look at her bowl for you. I hope she wins this thing for you.
Good job, baby. She's right here next to me.
I hope she wins for you.
She's right here, so yeah, she's doing good.
Good job, Camilla. You guys been kicking some ass.
Yeah, she's been bowling really good ever since she got banned.
It's all for Chris.
She's doing it for Chris. She's doing it for Chris.
Uh-huh.
Fourth, her teammate, Jose Beltre, right behind her at 402. And, of course, my son, Peyton Estes, at 1369. So he's in.
I needed Jared to fill in for me.
Yeah, we needed him for me, too. And the cutoff man, Mr. Brian Bremerman, had made the top 16. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He's got number 16. He's got the spot locked up. So he made it to the top 16. Some notable people that didn't make it. Charity Poe barely edged out and took 17th. She did not make it. And, of course, who did not make it as well? Myself. I bowled like crap 2 weeks ago, but I bowled better last week. And I made 18th place, so I missed the cut by 5 pins. So Charity missed it by 4 pins. I missed it by 5 pins, so I was 18th. Also a notable miss, Mr. Mark Merchant, who was, well, after the first week, he was actually the cutoff at 16, but unfortunately decided to bowl bad against me and then ended up in 26 with 1258 total. So, Mark, I don't know what happened there.
Well, there's a chance I could win 20 each off you and Chris. So that seemed like it was better alternative than.
If anything. And then just to give you the bottom 5, so we gave you the top 5. Bottom 5 are Ron Reynolds, shockingly, at 1222. Mike Ensline, who I believe had one of his weeks blinded. Nancy Davis in the bottom 5, also another week where she was blinded because she hurt her wrist, so that was not good. Patrick Manning, and also another week was blinded. So far, 3 out of the 4 bowlers with a missing week in the bottom 5. Those missing weeks hurt. But in last place, he kind of wished he would have been blinded. Christian Breakus, what happened? He's been on a roll for months. Your team has been winning for months.
He bowled against my wife.
Yeah, he did. He only bowled a 92 against her. So it was probably, I'm sorry, Christian, for announcing it, but it is probably the worst he's bowled, he said, for a while. So I don't know. Your wife may have distracted him somehow. I don't know how.
That's true, baby.
She pulled the David Pride where she was maybe giving him a wink or two.
Give him a hard on.
Chris.
Wait.
So who is the top 16? Yeah.
So listen to these matches here. These are some good matches. If we had to make picks on these, we'd have a hard time. I don't know if we could fill it. We'd probably go over an hour an episode just for these picks to decide the winner. Andre is the number 1 seed. He's going against Brian Bremerman, who all of a sudden had a good 600 series last week. So that match we've got, that's just in the first bracket. The second one, Bryson Looper, who's on the toughest team in the league, Ball Founders, against Neil Brady, who him himself is one of our best bowlers in the league. So tough bowler versus tough bowler there. Here's another one. Who do you pick on this one? David Pride against Eric Saunders. Both 170 bowlers. Both are very capable of bowling 600, or both capable of bowling 450. But yeah, I mean, that's another good match. Gino Clay against Jose Beltre. I know Gino's, he's a tough bowler.
That's a blowout.
It might not be. You never know. Oh, and then look at this match. Who's going to win on this one? Camilla, you got to go against George the Animal.
Oh, Camilla, because George is out. Hip.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I bowled with him on Thursday night. He shot good.
He did. Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
Well, Chris, we got to edit that part out there.
Was that Camilla or you, Chris?
That's Camilla.
That was Camilla.
Baby,
That was
Camilla.
That
Don't do that.
was Camilla. After she sucked on something?
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's pretend that didn't happen.
I could get thrown off the podcast.
You could be. You're going to be banned, Mark.
I could be banned from the podcast.
It's too bad that Tim Dooley doesn't rule over the podcast. But, yeah, Camilla against George. So that's a great match there. I actually probably would pick Camilla on that one, how good she's been bowling lately. And then look at this match. Peyton versus Chris Saunders.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
So, Peyton,
I think I got Chris on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, he's 12th seed, but he would be one that might give Peyton a hard time. So
I think Chris is the benefactor to win, but Peyton's definitely the underdog. He can
what does Mark say when Chris is no longer on Chris's team? What did he say?
That his average 10 better.
Yeah, really, seriously, put it this way. Chris Saunders' team has been skyrocketing now. He's been bowling good ever since he got rid of the dead wood.
Look at Camilla. She's bowling 600.
Yeah, and then look at Camilla. Look at Camilla. She comes down every Tuesday with the biggest smile on her face.
Is that true, baby? Is that true, baby? Is that true? No, I'm not going to kiss you.
Chris is all eager. Is that true? Is that true? He's like, got her.
No, she's trying to kiss me. I'm like trying to push her away.
Oh, how about that?
Is that true, baby?
Here's another good match. The next bracket, Rick Connor against Matthew Macy. All of a sudden, out of his slump. Bowling 600.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, and then the last match is, I'm hoping Joe Bear will come back, but it's Joe Bear versus Brandon Jolly. Brandon has made a name for himself in the league for being one of the most improved bowlers. He's currently leading the most improved average, Mark, what do you call that section of our standing sheet?
Oh, that's the most improved sandbagger.
So Brandon is a good bowler against Joe Bear. So
yeah, Joe Bear was skiing. He went skiing.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I think he went skiing in.
He didn't have another stroke like we thought last time when he was away.
No, he was going on vacation skiing. I think it was either Italy or
Italy.
the Swiss Alps or something. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe it was the Swiss Alps or something. I don't know. He went. He was definitely out of the States.
Yeah, that was the mistake we made last time was when he was on vacation. We thought he was sick. Somebody told me he was sick, and it was like all of a sudden, like, get well soon, Gilbert. And he probably had like 10 people come up to him saying, hey, I hope you're feeling better. He's like, I was never sick. He said, I was on vacation.
Yeah, he was sick of bowling. He was sick of bowling.
Yeah, we announced on the podcast that he was not feeling good, and he had all these people come up to him. Well, it's not sick. I was on vacation, you dumbass. So, yeah, we made that mistake before.
Yeah. So we're good at giving bad information.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not factual at all.
Yeah, we need Kim Hood to keep calling us to straighten us out, as always.
Yep.
All right, so there's the bracket. So good luck to everybody. The first night of the bracket is this Tuesday, so that'll be 2 days from now.
Is this the first week or the second week?
This is we had 2 weeks of qualifying, but this will be the first night of the actual bracket, now that we got the bracket made.
So, wait, how many more weeks left?
4, we got 16, then down to 8,
3,
down to 4. Actually, we've got 4 weeks left.
3 or
Okay,
4.
so when it goes down to 2 weeks, from now, guys, we'll then grab our one player, and then we'll put $20 if your player wins.
I agree. I completely agree. I was going to say it's too bad I didn't make the bracket because then if Chris gets unbanned within these next 2 weeks, I can let him bowl for me.
Oh, shit, right?
Well, hopefully it happens, so.
But yeah, so the last 2 weeks, we'll name our one player each, $20, whoever wins.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. All right. Now for the segment that I've been waiting for. I heard we got some new possible seating, so let's hear Beat Mark's picks.
Yeah. And here we go with another segment of Beat Mark's picks. To round out last week, Lee, 5 wins and 1 loss.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I sucked this week.
And the loss was the Bond Fondlers, the team that you took. You lost with the Bond Fondlers.
Yeah, the one time in 3 months that they lose.
Yeah, you could have been undefeated.
Yep.
Chris, 3 wins, 3 losses.
Oh, I told you. I knew it. No, I told Camilla. I went 3-3. I went 3-3.
You should have copied me.
And 3. And myself, 4 wins, 2 losses.
Oh, fuck.
So
That means there's a tie.
So there is a new leader. It is Lee at 28 wins, 14 losses.
Hell yes. Thank God.
And there is a tie for second right now.
Ewy.
26 wins, 16 losses. So we're 2 games back.
Maybe you should let Camilla make some picks for you.
Okay, baby. Yeah, me and you gonna choose, okay? All right, me and Camilla gonna choose our team. But I get handicap. I get a 2-point handicap if I get right.
You get a 2 point. Oh, I see how it is. All right, first team on the agenda is Camilla's team. Team number 10, here for the beer against Almost Empty Nest. How many pins is Camilla's team giving up, Mark?
This is a 4-on-3. 171 pins.
4-on-3.
171 pins.
170 pins?
171.
Wow.
That Camilla's getting?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
They're giving up 170 pins a game.
170 pins.
171 to be exact.
Wow. That's great. We're graced with Camilla's presence, so I'm going to go ahead and pick her team. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God. 170 pins, baby. How you feel about that?
Choose wisely.
How you feel about that?
I'm just telling you, choose wisely.
How you feel about that?
Choose wisely, Chris.
Baby, are you going to win?
I feel great. I can say I can win all the time. It's my team.
Oh, damn. That's a lady speaking with confidence.
I got Camilla's team.
Wow. That's some bold statements there.
Okay, I'm going the other way.
Whoa, damn, Mark.
There you go. It took second. I just took second.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna take.
insult our first lady.
I'm taking that 171.
He's picking with his brain, not his heart.
I'm looking for a couple of spares.
Yeah, that's true. Out of Anna Marie.
Yeah, and then that's it. That's all I'm gonna take.
So another factor, Mark, could be Nancy Davis is not more than likely going to be bowling because she has a wrist injury on her bowling arm. So they may be bringing in a sub or they may be taking her blind. Are you sure you want to go with that and finalize your pick?
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Look at. All right.
Says Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, I get it. All right, so next pair, Team 12, which is Pin High against the Team 3, the blind team. Well, there's no spread against the blind. Your bowl minus 10 pins off your average. I've got to pick Pin High. I know when they hate it when I pick them, but I got to pick them here. You can't lose to the blind. You just can't. Chris?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, I can't go for the blind again. I did that last time and I lost, so I got
pick them.
I got the team.
I'm going with the blind.
No.
Yeah,
Come on, Mark. Once Craig hears this, he's gonna yell at you.
I'm going with the blind.
Wow. That didn't work out for Chris last week. Maybe this is good for you, Chris.
Uh-huh.
All right, next pair. My team, Hawk to a Whap. We all know what that means. Against a very tough team, Long Live Rock. I hope they don't have Jared there this week. I hope Joe Bird's back, although that's not much better because Joe Bird's a good bowler too. What's the spread here, Mark?
11 pins, and Gilbert will be there.
And we're getting the 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One mark.
I know I've picked a lot against my team in the past, but my team has been winning. I'm going to have to say our team only because we've been on a winning streak, but that could very easily end, but I hope it doesn't. So I'm picking my team.
Now, wait a second here. You just said that you've been picking against your team a lot?
Oh, yeah. I'd say lifetime, I'm probably 60-40 against my team.
Oh, you know.
You liar!
Remember, Lee, be factual. Be factual.
Yeah. I'm going with the analytics on this.
Yeah.
Analytics.
I'm going the other way.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
You know, from Neil's team? On this one, it's too hard for me because I have a relationship. I'm going to have Camilla choose this one. Camilla? You have Lee's team or Neil's team? Go.
I have Lee.
Yay! Thank you, Camilla.
There we go.
I picked her team. She picked mine. That's how it comes down to that.
There we go.
She's got my back. I got hers.
There we go. I like it.
All right. Team 4, Mustache Ride against Team 5, Sisters. This is actually a tough pick now. What's the spread, Mark?
What the fuck?
That's Brian. Another team name next year, WTF.
Yeah, that's
just like Brian.
Yeah, that's Brian to a T.
It did too. It does. It's crazy how much it sounds like him.
They're giving up 52 pins,
and he did that last week too. He left a 710. You remember, Mark? He was bowling next to us.
Yeah.
I'll go first on this one. I'll go first on this one.
Yeah.
And I got Chris Saunders.
Oh, you're your former proteges too. You bowled with both bowlers on each side.
Yep.
All right, Mark, what do you think?
I'm taking Mustache Ride.
Oh, wow. They don't get very many picks, but I think after last week, it's hard to pick against them. All three guys shot 600. I think they set a record. Man, this is tough for me. Well, I know Chris Saunders is going up against Peyton, and I'm going to be rooting for Peyton on that. So, and right now, as it stands, Sisters is ahead of Mustache Ride in the standings. Damn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to go analytics again, play it safe. I'm picking Sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah, I will say, Brian had a new ball last week, and he was throwing it pretty good.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that one. So, okay, good. All right, next pair, Housequake, Team 6 all of a sudden in big trouble here lately. We lost 2 big games in a row against Team 2, Mark's team. We got balls. Who's going to have the balls here?
Let's hope it's 3 in a row for them, but 92 pins.
92 for the spread. Damn, that's a lot of pins, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to take our team.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take you guys too, only because of analytics.
Yeah, I got Ron's team.
Ron's team. All right, last pair, but not the least. Best team. I think they're still the best team in the bowling alley. Ball Fondlers, team number 9, against team 11, Three Fingers Deep. What's the spread here?
123 pins.
So it'll be a very interesting match to determine down the road some of the seedings that we're going to end up with as far as who's going to win the league. I know last week was a very important week for Camilla's team because they bowled Ball Fondlers and they whooped them. Can the Ball Fondlers come back from that?
I mean, this is on 31 and 32, so that's one of the best pairs in the house.
And especially, Mark, since you told me that George is feeling better,
Yeah,
he good for Thursday.
Yeah,
that's only 2 days after he hurt himself, so it's very good news. I'm glad to hear that he's back. George is very liked in our league. George the Animal. Oh, fuck. That's a tough.
He's an avid listener, so with that avid listener, I will take 3 Fingers Deep, especially on 31 and 32.
Hey, the Ball Founders are avid listeners. There's a former podcaster that listens. He's given us a lot of suggestions and a lot of tips on our podcast. And that's Brandon on the Ball Founders. Oh, my God.
Yeah, let's get him on next week.
We should get him on. We haven't had guests in a while. We've been so cooped up with our Banned Saga.
Yeah, we need to get a guest on and get their real feelings about how it is with Chris not bowling in the league anymore.
I'd love to get Brian Brimmerman on. Oh, man, I'd love to get that guy on. But, God, this is a tough pick because I want to win this damn thing.
I do too, because there'll be $20 you'll give me.
Okay. Normally analytics say to pick the Ball Founders. I'm going to pick George's team this time because also Andre, another week that he nearly made Bowler of the Week. It was for Matthew Macy. So he's had another 2 good weeks in a row. So Andre's been holding him up. So I'm going with 3 Fingers Deep in the upset victory.
Damn it. I was hoping you go with the Ball Farmers, but I also got the 3 Fingers Deep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm on top, because I picked the right ones. All right. So there you have it. There's Beat Mark's picks for another week, another dramatic week.
Yeah, and let me just state, Lee, you and Chris got the identical picks right through all 6.
No way again.
Yeah, all 6.
Well, let me say, Chris, it worked out for you 2 weeks ago, so maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I've got 4 different.
Well, I know I locked in second, so I'm good.
You think so? They could be, put it this way, it could be a new leader next week.
There could be. Yeah.
Well, I know we have a new leader third. We have a new leader in third, so.
Yeah.
Third place.
We'll see. All right. So bowler of the week, we had Matthew Macy bowling 90 pins over his average. He shot 651. So good job there. A lot of high scores this past week. A lot of 600s. No 700s though. So it wasn't too big of scores. Andre, honorable mention. Brian Brimmerman, also honorable mention. Camilla Woodmansey, 2 weeks in a row, bowler of the week for the ladies. 35 pins over your average. So good job, Camilla. Honorable mention to Tina and Anna Marie. And high average for the men is still Ron Reynolds. I know we may not have announced that in a while. But Ron Reynolds, 210. Jose Belcher on his tail at 208 with Neil trying to catch up at 203. Camilla is at 176. Her average has been going up here lately. So it's almost back to the 180s. She's at 176 now. Nancy Davis, who's going to be out for a while, had a wrist injury. She's at 135, and Tina Saunders at 128. Most improved men, or as Mark calls it, most improved sandbagger. Brandon Jolly still holds the honors for that at 32 pins. Followed by Peyton and followed by myself. So we're the biggest sandbaggers in the league. as Mark saw firsthand.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Saw firsthand last week. Most improved for the ladies, Tina Clay at 9 over, Camilla at 6 over, Anna Marie at 5 over. All right, and guess what? Big news in the MVP race. Looking to defend his title, a new leader in the MVP race, Mr. Kyle Howe. Wow, out of nowhere. He kicked David's butt last week, and that was their only saving grace because me and Peyton beat up on Ron and Mark. But Kyle is now tied for first place in the MVP race with Chris Saunders. Who'd have figured?
Yeah, I could have figured that once he got rid of the dead wood.
So Chris
So wait,
and Kyle.
are you saying PBA Cal is doing good?
Yeah, he's leading right now for MVP, followed by Chris Saunders, and in third, Christian Breakus. So it used to be Andre who had, I guess, he's been bowling good, but just hasn't been getting the points, I guess. I don't know how, but he's been knocked out of the top 3. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. Camilla, of course, still dominating the ladies. Her name overlaps the number. I can't really see the number, but it looks
69,
like,
I think it is.
that's Chris's favorite number. I think it says 108 or 118, one of the two.
118. She said 118.
But she's got a dominant lead for the MVP for the ladies. Anna Marie Davis, not even close, at 91. Tina Saunders at 89. But there you have it. So there's the bowling stuff. Chris, you want to go over anything as far as what's happening on our poker nights?
Oh yeah, I mean, other than like congratulations to you, fucker, for winning Saturday at Heath League. How much you take home that night?
Well, I ended up splitting with Tanya. We took home $700 each.
Dang.
$700 each?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a 5-week league. He ran the league, and he ran it a little bit different than Chris. Throughout the week, it depended on who you knocked out, however many extra chips you got at the end. Chris was doing great until what happened with you, Chris?
Oh no, I told my dad on the way home. Once I knew that I was in the money in the top 5, like after surviving 14 players, like and playing for like 3-4 hours, and once he said, "Hey, final table top 5," I was like, my mind just went to like, all right, call stupid hands, risk it for the biscuit. Because that's literally what I said. And then my mind just went like, you know what? Just risk it. If I win. If I lose, I still make money. Who cares? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had one bad pot against Tanya, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it cost me like 3.4 mil.
Yeah, like over 60% of your stack was gone.
So this was a 5-week tournament?
Yeah, so we had, it's kind of like a little league. We had 5 nights of tournament play, and then depending on how many people you knocked out, and
What was the buy-in?
$100.
And how many people get in?
14.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a good number of people, and we paid out the top 5 spots, and there were rebuys as well, stuff like that. Good part is we don't take a rake, we don't do a tip, so there's nothing illegal going on, and we basically just bring our own stuff, and everybody's happy. So it was a good night, good poker night. Chris does the same thing though. Chris has his poker nights on Thursdays, but we did 10 weeks, didn't we?
Yeah, 10 weeks this one. Just we switched it back and forth. It's 5, 10, 5, 10. It goes back and forth.
And this is number 10 coming up, right?
Yeah, it's 10 coming up, then we have the final table. But his final table, everyone gets a chance to be in the final table, where mine is you have to be in the top 7 to be in the final table. You have to earn your spot in the final table. You're just not automatically in it.
Yeah, so we got 10 weeks of tournament play for each night. It's only like 2.5 hours. And then depending on where you're seated, you have the first most chips and you get like so many points. And then second most chips gets so many points and so forth. So you're basically building points every week, not really knocking out people. Although you get points for that too.
Yeah, you get points for knocking out, but it's risky.
Right. So it's run a little bit different than Heath's league. Our league was first, and then Heath kind of built on it afterwards since his was over.
Yeah. So Lee. So yeah. I mean, what league is better?
What league is better? I would say.
They call his league the meat locker.
Well, yeah, actually, apparently, how are things with the move, Chris? I hear you guys are trying to buy a house.
Yeah, we got a house. We got the house. We move on the April 30th.
Oh, can I say Kyle's worried that the value of property in his neighborhood is going to nosedive? Are you moving into where Lee and them are?
No, I mean, Lee, so I sent Lee the address. So it's like, what, Lee
10
was
minutes.
like 10 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was in the same neighborhood, but
Okay,
it's
good. So the value won't drop in your neighborhood then.
A word out. I told some of the housing authority and told them, I said, there's going to be somebody moving in here. We got to make sure to change up the dividing lines so that way our house property doesn't go down.
Yeah.
But no, it's not going to be the meat locker anymore. He's going to have it in a new house. It's going to be like a poker room. It's going to be nice. It's going to be awesome. So as long as Camilla permits it.
He's going to have one of those safe rooms. And then he's got like 5 locks on his door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, Lee, you never answered the question. What poker?
Oh, damn it. I was supposed to dodge it.
No.
I'll say this. Your league has been going longer, so yours is longer.
No, what's one better? I'm not asking what's longer. What's one better?
I don't know.
Well, he's gonna go with analytics, right?
I'll say this. Whatever league I place higher in is better.
No. Not taking it.
He's going with analytics.
Okay,
going with analytics. Whatever league I place higher in.
A gun is to your head. You have to choose one league. All right? What's one is?
I think he just said it.
Yeah, whichever one I place higher in.
Well, you won both of them. You won his and you won mine.
Well, $700. I think that takes the cake.
Well, that's Chris is going to have a pretty big payout too. His may be more, so I don't know.
Mine's 800.
I can't believe you guys dragged me out on my birthday here for this podcast.
Oh, Mark's
yes, right. It's Mark's birthday.
Mark's birthday. How old are you, Mark?
Oh my God, we said that in the first round. So
yeah, we did. We had 2 rounds because I forgot to record like a dumbass.
Yeah, it's Mark's birthday. Old man, he's turning 99 today.
Well, at least it's not 100. Because, after 100, you can't play with Legos anymore. If you ever look at the age limit on the Lego box, it says 2 through 99. But once you make 100, you can't play with Legos anymore.
Oh, man. Sorry, Mark.
I thought our talk with the Banned Saga was juicier in the first episode tonight.
I did too. We got fiery.
That wasn't
when I looked at the time, I was like, wait a minute, why is the clock going up?
On the first round, I got heated. I got really heated.
Yeah, you did. That's why I was all apologetic because I was like, oh, damn, we're letting the sales out because he was feeling it. I could tell you're on a roll.
Yeah.
I mean, you were crying like a baby there for a bit. And they got a little out of hand.
Camilla had to come in and save the day.
Yeah.
All right. So
just what league is better?
He won't let it go. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm sticking to it. I'll give you my answer after your league is over.
No, tell me now, Lee. What league would you prefer to be in? If
I prefer to be in both leagues.
No, if Jennifer tells you, Lee, you can only do one league a week.
That'll ever happen.
I'm just saying, what if she locks you down? Say, hey, choose one league. Choose it. Which one is it? Which one are you saying?
I would have to say whatever league I placed first in.
Oh my God. So you're saying Heath's league is better than mine? No,
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying whatever league I placed first in.
You placed first in Heath's league, did you not?
Who's got the most players? Who's got more players?
I have 20.
Chris has 20.
Okay.
And 10 weeks. But it'll be interesting. We're about to come up with the 2 weeks. We got the final 10th week, and then we've got the final table. So
which I provide food. We do it on Saturday. All right, guys. Thank you so much for all you listeners, and thank you for the support for my Banned Saga information that we've been giving y'all into. Because y'all are in it, even though y'all may have nothing to do with it, but y'all support it, and we want y'all to know everything is happening. Okay? So we do appreciate you for listening to us ramping on. Happy birthday, Mark. I know there's only so many left, but man, you're keep on striving. Happy birthday, buddy. We truly appreciate all of y'all, and we love doing this podcast for y'all weekly. So it's very fun for us to get together and talk shit. And good luck to all the bowlers coming up in the brackets. Other than that, stay tuned for next week. Hopefully we hear from either Kim or Tim. So one of them. We'll stay tuned for that. If you do not come back, you will be like George popping a hip out.
All right, so we'll see y'all Tuesday night, and I'll probably see you tomorrow night, Chris, at the dive.
Yep, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Happy birthday, Mark.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mark.
Wait, how old are you turning though?
I'm going to be 55 today.
Nice. That's a lie. Now he can play softball.
That's a lie, Lee.
Now he can play softball.
Yeah, I can play softball.
He can finally bowl. He can finally join the seniors.
That's a lie.
Well, Mark, we're going to meet. We're going to meet tomorrow at the dive.
Is it 75? Is it 75?
64.
64. Man, are you about to retire?
64.
Are you about to retire? Like get the 8?
No, I'm going to retire when I feel like.
Right.
When
he's 64 in age only. He's like a 40-year-old man.
I mean, but isn't the retirement limit like 65?
67.
67.
Okay, yeah.
But he's going to work as long as he can, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be bowling longer than Chris.
Oh, man.
That's fucked up.
I love it. But happy birthday,
man.
Mark.
Happy birthday, Mark.
We're going to be meeting up at the dive tomorrow. If you want to come join us, we're going to do a little poker.
Yeah, I'll buy you a beer.
You go to the dive? Really?
Yeah, in Denton. Dive in Denton.
Yeah, I know where that is. A buddy of mine goes there a lot.
Yeah, we'll be there at 7 o'clock. If you come, I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds good. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Good night.
All right.